Hey guys, I just wanted to hop on here. I haven't showed my face in quite a few videos, so hi. Today I have four or five, now I can't remember, really easy dinner ideas for you. This past week for me was insane with work, just completely busy. So easy was the main goal, which typically is mine, but this week it was like dire. So I have these four to show you. One of them I made last week, the soup I made last week, so it's a little bit more involved, but everything else is pretty much simple. Two that I didn't record, I made French bread pizzas. If you haven't done that, I guess I didn't film it, but all I did was slice a piece of French bread like in half, quartered it, put some marinara, cheese, pepperoni, stuck in the oven until it was melted, and that was dinner. Some sides, some chips or something with it. And then the other night, what did I do? Oh, the frozen country fried steak and gravy. If you've seen that, I think it's like Fast Fixins brand at Walmart. I made that, some instant potatoes and corn in a can. That was it. It was so nice. My family was like, gosh, this is a crazy throwing together. I had never bought that before. You know, I saw it with the intention of actually doing steak sandwiches with it or biscuits, which I do plan to do next time with it. So that was a hit, and I saw that they had chicken too, that brand. If you have tried their chicken, let me know, because I cooked the steak in the air fryer and it was so good. So anyways, I've got some really easy dinners for you. And hi, I'm Sarah. If you are new here, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I am a working mom, wife, got 3 little kids, and I enjoy cooking. So got a lot of cooking videos, and like I said, they're typically all easy. I love crock pot recipes, all that kind of stuff. Also, today's video is in collaboration with Megan over at Megan's Kitchen. I have been watching her videos since she started pretty much, and absolutely love her. She goes into, you know, all details, even the dinner she doesn't show you. Like, she shows every single thing that they ate that week, even if it, like what I think like last week or the week before was like some trail mix, I don't know. She also does grocery hauls and meal plans and all that stuff. So when you get done with my video, if you haven't been to hers, be sure to go check her video out. In the comments, let her know that I sent you. I will have her video channel linked down below. And like I said, yeah, just let her know I sent you. Go give her some love, and let's get started. All right, first I'm gonna make some really simple honey barbecue wraps. And I'm using these the Tyson honey chicken tenders. Honestly, it's because they were the cheapest, but I figured, I mean, barbecue, honey, the honey goes in the sauce. It would taste good, and I was right. They were delicious with this sauce. First, I'm warming up my barbecue sauce on the stove. It's a cup of just whatever barbecue sauce you like, a quarter of a cup of honey, and 2 tablespoons of ketchup, and you're just gonna stir it and warm it up. And next, my air fryer, I am spraying it with some nonstick spray, and I'm going to cook my chicken tenders in there at about 350 for 10 minutes or so. You just want them to be a little bit crispy and at least warmed up through the center. And when they're ready, I just pulled them all out into a bowl. And as you can see, I left a couple of them in there for my son. I figured he just want a couple of them plain. And I am just going to pour the barbecue sauce that I just made into the bowl, stir it around, and that's it. Then I'm going to just kind of start forming my wraps. You could add I mean, I don't know any other ideas with this because I really think it's simple, but like really good, but I'm sure you could add some other stuff to it. And also I'm using pepper jack cheese. The first time I made it, the recipe calls for cheddar, but you can use whatever cheese you want. I really liked the pepper jack in it, kind of gave it just a tiny little kick. And the slaw just gives it a nice little crunch as well. This is, like I said, so incredibly simple, and everyone in my family really enjoyed it. Also, pretty sure just chips. Yeah, this night I made these, as you could see, and I just let everybody get whatever they wanted in addition to it. And next I'm going to be making some turkey noodle soup in my Instant Pot. This is actually adapted from a chicken noodle soup recipe. Literally the only thing I changed was the turkey. You're going to dice up half of an onion, slice up 1 carrot, and a stalk of celery, and you will see here I should have diced up more carrot. Once I went back to the recipe, I was like, okay, that's not enough. So I pulled a little packet out of my freezer, as you see here, kind of just warmed it up in the microwave just to break them apart a little bit, and threw that in as well. And this is the turkey that I had in the freezer, also from, I think, Christmas. But to my Instant Pot, I have put in a little bit of olive oil and let it heat up. Then I'm going to put in my onion, carrot, and celery and just let it cook for about 3 or 4 minutes. Next, I'm going to toss in my spice mixture, and I will have this link down below to tell you exactly the spices. I don't remember off the top of my head right now. But also to my pot, I'm throwing in some minced garlic. Just going to stir that around until the garlic is a little bit fragrant, and then I'll be ready to add the rest of the ingredients, which is 6 cups of chicken broth. I just used the bouillon, is what I had on hand. I think I'm pretty much out of all my cans of chicken, and I always keep this because it's so convenient. And then you're going to add in your broken up spaghetti noodles. I'm pretty sure I made twice the amount. I was thinking at this point I should put in some more broth, and next time I will. It didn't affect the flavor. This was absolutely delicious. You'll just see that it was a lot of noodles. So once you have the noodles in there, you're going to cook it at high pressure for 8 minutes and then let it naturally release for 10. And it was ready. I really am a huge fan now of the spaghetti noodles in turkey or chicken noodle soup. I have never done that before, but it reminds me of, like the Campbell's when I was sick as a kid. That's what it reminded me of. But of course, this is way more flavorful, gourmet. But also, I just added in the fresh parsley and the lemon juice, and you'll see over here I have my turkey all cut up. I ended up putting most of that turkey in there, and that was it. Like I said, you'll see that there is a lot of noodles. I could have added a little bit more broth, but the flavor in this was phenomenal. I highly recommend it, and it would obviously be really good with chicken as well. I also served this with some of the Red Lobster Cheddar Bay biscuits, and this combination was so good. I cannot wait to make that again. All right, well, on to the next night. I am making a Crescent, the taco Crescent ring or whatever, and I am browning up a pound of hamburger meat, going to drain it, throw in 3 tablespoons or 1 packet of taco seasoning, half a cup of water, kind of just let it simmer and cook down a little bit. I'm also heating up some refried beans on the side. I usually put a little bit of sour cream in there, but I did not have any this night. So I did just put a little bit of taco seasoning in the refried beans as well, just to give them just a little bit of flavor. And that's it for now. I'm just going to let it cook down, and you'll see me, I'm going to lay out like the crescents in like a ring, as you can see, and then you're going to just fill it and wrap it around. Like I said, that's, if you haven't done this before, it's totally a visual thing. You'll see what I'm talking about. Top it with cheese, and then I just cooked it in the oven per the instructions on the crescent rolls. And I learned this night that my husband is growing out of the flavor of crescent rolls for whatever reason, stuff like this. But my kids, or he ate it. He's not a complainer. I didn't know that until this night. But my kids absolutely devoured this as well. My 3-year-old son just would not stop eating it, talk about how much he loves tacos. I probably haven't made this in like over a year for sure. And I've also made this buffalo chicken too. If I can find that video, I will link that down below, because that was also really, really good. And also, now I'm just going to use my pizza cutter, just going to go through and cut up in between and serve it up. And now I'm going to be making one of my very favorite meals, and it's so incredibly simple. It's just sausage and potatoes in the skillet. I am also going to be slicing up here, as you can see, a zucchini that I had left in the fridge that I needed to use up. And I'm going to top it with salt, pepper, and a little bit of garlic powder, and about half a teaspoon, you'll see, you just kind of want to fill the top of, but half a teaspoon each of grated Parmesan cheese on a sheet pan and parchment paper. And I currently have my oven preheated to 400 degrees, and I popped it in there for 15 minutes, and it was perfect. I also like to use Cajun seasoning a lot, like most of the time I do, and to be honest with you, I just kind of forgot this time. But the Slap Your Mama or any kind of Cajun seasoning with the zucchini and the Parmesan, like all three of those flavors just complement each other so well. So if you've never done that, I highly recommend giving it a try. And now I am chopping up my sausage. You can use any kind you want, and Dooley is good in this too, which is what I tried to get, but Kroger had to substitute, as it was actually part of their digital deal. I think this was $2.47. Yeah, I got 3 of them for $2.47 each, so that was a big deal. Always get a couple more and throw them in the freezer. And also, I am going to chop up half of an onion, and I currently have my cast iron skillet heated up as well with some oil in it, and I'm going to throw that in. And then while that's kind of heating up and they're starting to caramelize a little bit, I am going to chop up my peeled and rinsed potatoes, and I'm going to throw them in there. And I'll wait probably, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes before I even throw the sausage in, because they are actually cooked, of course. And my potatoes were a little bit bigger than I normally do, So it took probably 15-20 minutes for this to all come together, but so good. Like, and I was also talking to my husband at the dinner table, and I'm like I've seen, you know, versions of this, like the poor man's meal type kind of thing, and oh my gosh, like it's so true, because it is so cheap, and it's another reason why I love it. I was thinking it was like, I think $4 total probably for this whole thing, and feeds my family of 5, and so much flavor. I love this Uncle Chris's steak seasoning, and that is what I always put in here. And do not under season your potatoes. That's about the worst mistake you can make. You know how potatoes just kind of soak everything up, so it looks like I'm going crazy with it, but no, I actually ended up adding more. And I also added a couple tablespoons of butter to this, but this is all I'm going to do. I'm going to just continuously stir it until the potatoes are done and everything is crispy. And I did, as you see here, well, when I was about halfway done, I put in a little bit of water just to kind of help kind of give it a sauce type thing. And that was dinner that night. And that is all I have for you this week. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to go check out Megan's video. And I appreciate all of you watching. And I will see you next week.